How did you see your mom naked?
I was leaving the house. Someone was calling the house while I was. My mom thought I left. The house phone was ringing.
She fell
so
on
this
the
is
top
probably
steps.
about 5 years ago. This is like the same week she fell down the steps. This is a good week for me and my mom.
Yeah.
But then somebody called for her, so I was like, "Mom, the phone's for you, Mom."
A landline? She still has a landline?
And I was fucking pissed that she wasn't answering. So I like walked up the steps like, "Fucking Mom, like answer the fucking phone." And then she walked out of her bathroom totally naked.
Bombs out.
Totally naked.
What's
and I
she
was
look
like, fuck. But I remember.
How old is she again?
At this time, probably like 60, 58.
She's cute though, right? I mean,
She's-
like
she's
she's
not
in
an
good
ugly
shape.
woman.
Yeah, she's
She's
good
not like
shape,
she
but
doesn't
the
look like
problem is
me. She
Let's
doesn't
just
look
say
like a fat pale.
your dad
lady.
outkicked this coverage. She is
No, my
out
dad
of
was
his league.
hot. My dad was very hot. Did I show you my dad when he was younger?
No, not
My
yet.
dad's hot as fuck.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was a beast. Big dick too. I saw his dick a bunch when I was a kid, and I was like,
I saw the
someday.
load at the.
You saw how much he cummed his pants
Jesus.
too.
Show them the picture of that.
Nah, we're just gonna leave
His
him in
dad-
the dark on
his
all
dad's
this
at
dad
laser
coming
tag,
talk.
and he's got just a jellyfish mess.
Why?
My dad was
He came
coming
in
his
his
fucking pants.
He didn't really come in his pants.
Show him.
I'll show you the picture in a second.
But what?
The thing that
finish the
stuck
story.
with me,
But
my
this
mom,
is
my mom was more upset about it than I was.
coming
She
in the
walked
pants?
out. Not that there was no cum at this point. She walks out of the bathroom. I'm standing there. I was like, ew. Like, that's how I reacted. I wasn't like,
Ew.
I was just like, oh, fuck, Mom. Like, ew. And she was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, she got real upset. But I remember the one thing that stuck with me is peripherally.
Her jaw was wired shut.
Yeah.
Still trying to suck in an Oreo.
She trimmed her pubes.
Ooh, that means
She
they're active. And this is
maintained-
what I was saying.
She's maintaining.
I remember being like, I thought it was going to be a fucking chaotic, just a
Bouffant,
bush.
yeah.
It was nice.
But it wasn't.
That's the shape of a heart.
Yeah, that's because your dad requests it.
I know, but I
he's
remember
definitely
being like,
like, you
that
gotta
was troubling.
Keep that at like.
That was the worst part.
Yeah.
Did she do basically what a fucking dude should be doing at the very least? Yeah, under the balls, in between everything.
I gotta be honest, it was.
Or I'm saying, did she trim it to the point where she's shaving and you can actually see lip?
I didn't look.
I want to know if you can see
Boy,
lip.
oh boy.
Because I was locked onto her tits. But I think I actually was. I think I was like, oh, fuck. But I don't know if I feel comfortable, but it was.
Did you see lip?
I didn't see any lip. I didn't see any lip.
Anyway,
went back to the TGI Fridays, though.
the TGI Fridays?
The Mall of America TGI
Where
Fridays.
you held it down?
Held it down. This time, I had to defend my honor.
Did
I
you?
played Dragula 12.
You played it
I
this
had
time.
to. I was like, I have to do it. I have to redeem myself. Dragula.
For your
I
tall
stole
tale.
Dragula, Valor. I said it to you on the phone once, and I just broke my heart that I fibbed.
It happens.
I didn't
dude.
play Dragula the first time. Someone else did. So I played it, I'd say, 4 straight times.
You played it 4 straight
I got
times?
I played it maybe 5 straight.
Were you going up and doing it, or were you hitting from
No,
your
I was
phone?
in the distance. I was sniping.
You're sniping from your phone.
And then finally a guy, one of the fourth, no one noticed. I was like, no one notices. So then
what
finally,
what was the scene? How many people were there?
a lot.
Oh, it was packed.
TGI Fridays is where all the industry, all the service industry goes to hang out afterwards.
Really?
So all the fine ass bitches are in there.
Damn, all the waitresses.
All the
serving
fine-ass
girls.
people of color waitresses were in there.
Really?
Fine ass people of color.
Damn. Dude.
Yes, and they were
That's
you know, it
respectful
was
as hell
party
of you to
time.
say.
Yeah, of course, all these fucking people of color. But the first couple waves of Dragula, no one noticed. The waves, but I overdid it on the touch. I played it too many times in a
Yeah,
row.
you got greedy.
So finally, this guy was sitting with his girlfriend. He was like from us to the Stoners, and I saw him perk his head up when Dragula came on again, and I was like, yo, you like Dragula? And he was like, is that you playing this? And I was like, no.
Who was this dude?
Just a random guy on a date. He was like, and then he was like, I had a long day at work. I don't like it that much.
Damn.
He heard it like 6 times.
And then
Little
some
did I know.
dickhead on
And
his
then
date
some white fuck was like, who's playing Dragula?
trying to control everything. Trying to
Fucking
control
loser,
everyone's
of course.
vibing to Dragula. Dude.
Everybody was
Like
vibing.
viral videos of probably dudes all like dancing to Dragula. Like, dude, this
Just
is
hot young women of color dancing to dig through the ditches and burn. It was a fucking vibe. It was so vibey.
Dude, the vibe was so
And
good.
then
Some white fucking asshole.
and then some
dude.
white fucking devil was like, who's playing that? And I was like, do you like it? And he was like, is that you? And I was like, no. He was like, it's definitely you. And then I didn't realize I had played it like 3 more times.
How many
It was
more?
loaded up.
How many more?
So after I like fought somebody, I was like, I'm sorry. It just kept, that intro is so funny to hear, that like weird, I forget, I don't even know what noise that is. And then,
How's the intro go?
I don't even know how to describe it. The beginning of Dragula is like,
I gotta find it.
no, before the guitar, it's like a weird like, I don't know.
It's a singing song. That's what it is.
Hold on. Let's actually just let's get the.
Yeah, you need to paint a picture here. Think of this: Muslims, women of color, TGI Fridays. Now think of a dude going like that. He's like, God damn it! I just want to enjoy my burger. So then here's what I was doing, dude. Yeah.
It just gets spooky as hell.
It's
out of
so
nowhere, dude.
spooky. And then what you gotta do a lot of guys think they're good with the touch tunes. What you gotta do is you gotta get the people going. So you gotta
Sure.
toss in like a remix to Ignition
For sure.
or like a I'm Real remix. A lot of remixes.
Yeah, definitely.
But once you put on a song that everybody loves,
Yeah.
they're all
paying
like,
attention.
woo! They all start dancing and having
So you're
fun.
DJing the
and
party.
then you hit a Dragula. You bring them back in with a fucking Dragula. I'm a counterpuncher on the
So
touch
you're
tunes.
DJing this party.
I DJ'd the TGI Fridays. And then people started...
You might be DJI Fridays. dude.
DJ High Fridays.
DJI Fridays, dude.
That's pretty sick names. So, yeah, I was DJing it. And we went out with me and my lady went out with 2 fans after the show.
Nice.
2 lucky fellas.
Yeah,
and then they got to witness me and my lady getting a fight. I was like, oh, you're done talking? We're not talking for the rest of the
Was
night?
this after Dragula?
This is, during Dragula. There was no after. I left with about 4 Dragulas in the chamber. So yeah, if you listen to this and
The
you
manager has to reset it with the key. If there's too many Dragulas lined up, the manager has to come out of the back and like undo the
the
Dragula
waitress
key.
was upset. Our waitress was upset
Why?
because she was like, "Is that you doing that?"
So sorry.
How did I forget this?
What?
In the hotel in Indianapolis, check in. I'm like, I'm gonna jack off.
Yeah.
I'm in there, naked on top of the made bed, fully naked. I was about to get in the shower.
Yeah.
Cracked open the lotion. I'm laying there, phone like this. Dude, a dude just opens the door. A dude just walks in.
What?
And,
Did he feast his eyes?
and it took him a long time to avert his eyes. His gaze was on my body.
Oh,
And I also didn't,
he froze.
I didn't move. I just was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I didn't, there was no shame. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? He was like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I said, my life, my rules. It was crazy. He was like, no one's supposed to be in here. I was like, well, I'm in here and I'm fucking jacking off. I haven't been caught whacking off in so long. I didn't give a fuck. I thought I'd be mortified.
It was almost a lady. How was it not a lady?
A lady I think might have been worse.
You think so?
That would have been a little shameful.
I mean,
I don't know why. I think, dude, I just saw an Indian guy's face. And he did it maybe because of the light. Maybe because it was dark in my room and it took him a second to get adjusted because he was like,
no way, dude. He was just feasting his
really,
eyes.
feasted his eyes. I mean, it must have looked nuts. I was on top of a white, all white bed. I was I was like an octopi.
He might not have seen you, dude.
I don't think he saw me because he stood there for a minute like, hello? I was like, what are you, dude?
It was like Beauty and the Beast. The
Also,
furniture
like,
started
this
talking
far
to him.
away.
Really?
So close. Dude. He opened the front door. It was like,
He definitely saw you fapping
he
on the
saw
bed.
me rock hard too. As hard as it gets. Maybe that's why I was not ashamed. If he would have got me early,
Yeah.
lotioning up,
Working
a
up a
pud,
soft burn.
working a pud with lotion,
Fuck you! Get the fuck out of here,
dude.
God, that's the best
I was
thing ever.
I laughed. He heard me laughing. He was like, "Don't tell anyone." I was like, "I'm not going to tell anyone."
What the fuck? What's it? Why
He's
is
gonna
he
get
getting?
fucking fired.
Oh, yeah.
If I went down to the desk and I was like, what the fuck was
He
that?
walked in on me masturbating.
I was in there masturbating.
I was rock fucking hard. I was about to come.
I had a boner. By the way, right back to work.
Of course, dude.
Put the hard hat back on.
Of course. God damn.
And then he knocked. He waited. He went outside, closed the door, waited like 20 seconds, and then knocked. And I was like, dude, you know what I'm doing.
You know
I'm ass naked jerking off. And he was like, I have your amenities. I was like, leave him at the fucking door.
Yeah, dude.
What do you think?
Were you still? So you had to talk.
Yeah, I had
to
to stand up rock hard with a lotion to boner at the hotel, talking through a door. Like,
no man
dude.
should ever have to do that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's a wild day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this picture. So me and my family went to laser tag. We took my niece to play laser tag, and my dad's under the black light. We got inside, and my dad's fucking jeans.
It's unbelievable.
Riddled.
I think about it.
Okay, so I get it now. So
Yeah.
it wasn't wet with cum right
No,
then.
it was under a black light. So we're standing
When you see
in
this,
we're
whatever
in
you
a-
think it is now,
it's
you're going to be
incredible.
fucking baffled.
We're in a semicircle asking this kid is giving us the directions to how to play laser tag. And I hear my sister, she's like, Jesus Christ, Dad. And we both, me, my sister, and my dad all look at the same time. My dad goes, Jesus Christ. But I have never laughed that hard in my life. Like, full fucking cum.
Show him.
I will. But listen. But then he didn't give a fuck. He kept asking questions. Like, he was drawing attention to himself.
asking directions
He was like, what if I, wait, how do I shoot the satellite? What happens if I shoot the satellite? Is that 10,000? I'm like, Dad, shut the fuck up, dude.
Can I change teams? See everyone.
Also, I had enough time to take my phone out and take a picture of my dad's cum jeans. Look at his hand in his pocket, tucked in. Fucking.
Dude, that is a fucking crime.
So yeah, my dad's tough. I grew up in a nice house and just played video games all the time. My dad grew up like just a moron. He wanted to grow fish in their pool over the winter. He would catch fish from the creek and put them in the pool, and it would freeze over. And then in the summer, when it would thaw out, there'd just be tons of dead fish. He was a moron. Oh my god, his stories are fucking hilarious. But this was a different time. Like he had to fight other kids at the Knights of Columbus picnic. He remembers being like 4th grade having a fist fight for the dads. But no, he got in a fight one time. My uncle Frank, he's the oldest, and he's the only one that's not huge and jacked. He's like a normal guy. But I mean, he's still a fucking psycho. Like he went to Notre Dame, he left Notre Dame, he went to the Marines in Vietnam, and then left and came back and became a prison warden. He's a fucking animal. And this is how funny it is, because he's been in prisons his whole life. So like, he talks like a black guy from the 70s. So, I'll see him. Like, what's up, Holmes? I'm like, all right. You job-ass motherfucker. I'm like, all right. Like my cousin Jeff caught him bench pressing in the garage listening to Ghetto Boys. He's like 68. It was fucking hilarious. So he at the time he was a volunteer firefighter in Steelton, Pennsylvania, and he would be like a first responder. So he had a scanner, and he would take calls and he would get to the fire first. So he got a call once, and he raced over there to get it. These people said there was a house fire, and he got there, and it was just just 4 fucking idiots, and it was a motorcycle that had caught fire that they just put out with a garden hose. My Uncle Joe gets there, and it's just a fucking shitty motorcycle that was on fire. They put it out with a garden hose, and he was like, all right, well, now I need to use your phone, you fucking idiots. And they're like, all right, you can come use your phone. He's inside, and he's talking shit on the guys that called. He called the fire department, and he was like, hey, don't rush through the city to get here. Like, don't speed through the fucking city. This is just a bullshit fire. These fucking morons set. This is something that, and while he's talking shit on these guys, calling them fucking morons, one of them just sucker punches them and knocks them out in their kitchen, just knocked out my uncle. And they obviously went on his way. He went home and he was like, well, he was all fucked up. He got home and he saw my dad, and I guess he told my dad what had happened. So my dad was like, fuck that shit. We're getting the boys, we're going to these fuckers' house. We're gonna fuck them up. So my dad and 3 of his friends One of them had a broken arm, which is funny. So a cast on his arm. They get in the car and they drive over to this guy's house and they kick the door open and it's just a family. They got the wrong house. It's just a family watching TV. Like the kids were on the floor. It looked nice. They're like, where the fuck is he? They're like, oh, they live next door. So they're like, oh shit. All right, thank you. And then they kick in those guys' door and he said they were just sitting on the couch. So they just. Him and his 4 friends just started beating the shit out of these 4 guys just while they're in their living room. And then, like the guy with the cast was hitting them with the fucking cast. And then one of the guys pulled out a gun. So then my dad and his friends ran. Like just ran. He said they ran right through the fucking screen door, which is funny. But while they were running out, one of my dad's friends was like, "We're gonna burn your fucking house down, you asshole." And the neighbors whose house they broke into called the fire department. And my Uncle Joe got the call. Uncle Frank got the call. Then, I'm running long, baby. Fuck it. A couple years later, my dad is going to buy a 6-pack in a bar in Steelton, and he notices those 4 guys that the house they broke into were playing pool. And he was like, I remember seeing them through the fucking the mirror behind the bar, and he was like, they noticed me. But he was using his brother Joe's fake ID. And the brother Joe's like, he's the biggest, strongest, but he's the only nice one. Like he went to the Naval Academy for football. Like he's a big guy, but he's kind of a weird pussy. Like, he's into Ancestry now. But he was a jacked monster, and he was a sweet guy. So my dad gives the bartender his ID, gets the fuck out of there. Apparently those guys went up to the bartender and were like, who the fuck was that? And the bartender was like, that was Joe Gillis. He gave him my uncle's ID. So then a couple weeks later, my dad's with his brother Joe. And his brother Joe's back from college, and he's like, oh, I got a notice from the post office. Hopefully it's my college yearbook. He's all excited. And then he gets to the post office. It was a summons for breaking and entering and assault. Got charged with assault. And then, dropped because they were like, who the fuck's that? Anyway, that's it. You guys are great. Fuck yeah. 6, Lord, Liz, Keep Records. See you guys.
My mom got knocked out, and I didn't resuscitate her.
Jesus.
My sister looked at me. My mom fell down the steps. She was shit-faced. She's going to love that I'm telling this story. This is great.
Right.
But yeah, my family was out getting fucked up. And then when they came home, I was in the basement, and my mom came down to see me. And she had a handful of cookies. And she had Oreos.
Stop.
And she dropped an Oreo and tried to recover that. But she dove down the steps head first. Fucking Pete Rose slid and just fucking ate
Trying to save an Oreo.
And she got totally knocked out. And my sister's behind her.
How old are you? I'm sorry.
I'm 30.
No, at the time, sorry.
At the time, this is probably 2 years
29.
ago. Oh, no, this is actually probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
This is recent.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. I would throw up laughing if I saw.
Well, I heard my sister. I didn't see her fall. My sister was behind her and was like, Mom's dead. She was like, oh, fuck, Mom. She was like, Shane, come here, Mom's dead. And I was like,
God.
I came over and my dad was shit-faced and he was up in the kitchen and he was like, he lost his composure right away. He was like, what's going on down there?
Oh, he's crying?
It was crazy right away.
Trying not to laugh?
They were all drunk and my sister was like, call 911, Dad, Mom's dead.
Oh, my God.
I get to my mom and she's knocked out.
How did you not tell me the story? This is how you should open up every morning.
She had black in her mouth from the Oreos. Her mouth was all fucking gross. And like purple from the wine.
Oh my God.
And my sister was like, we gotta
Her
give
lips are purple. Her teeth are black. She's decaying.
Yeah. But no, she was like, we gotta give her mouth to mouth. She's like, give her mouth to mouth.
Ew.
And even in a moment where I was convinced she was dead, I was like, my mom is dead right now. I was still like, you fucking like in that moment my sister was like, you got to give her mouth to mouth, and I looked at her, I was like, fucking I don't, you give her mouth to mouth.
So did she wake up?
She woke up. The ambulance did show up, so now we've got a fucking EMT in our fucking basement And my mom woke up and was mortified. She was like so embarrassed, but she broke her
tongue
fucking. Katie, my sister, I stayed the fuck
Did she
away.
do
I
the
was like,
Oreo
she'll
lick?
be all right. She'll be all right.
Oreo lick of the fingers.
Oh, she got the Oreos. My mom's hand was like, finger was totally fucked up. And she didn't notice it because obviously she was knocked out. And then she sits up and is like, I think my hand hurts. It was like, oh, fuck. Oh,
The bone sticking in her forearm.
John Always pinky.
she would cry if she knew I was telling this story. But
Yeah.
No, I like history, so it's coming. I'm not a Republican now, but it's coming. There's no. When I'm on the road, I travel every fucking weekend. There's nothing to do during the day, and then at night you do stand up. But during the day, I travel every week, and sometimes I like to visit like historical places throughout the country. So a couple summers ago, don't laugh at that. Shut up, dude. It's not lame at all. I just laughed at me from the balcony. Dork. Yeah. So a couple summers ago, I was in Washington, D.C., and I went and I visited Mount Vernon. I went and I visited George Washington's house. Turns out it was George Washington's plantation. Shucks. Dude, I get in there. I'm the only one there. It was the first summer during COVID. I'm the only visitor there. It's me, and if you've been there before, you know, it's 15 reenactors that don't break character. They stayed. Everyone else was in the 1700s. I was the only guy there. Like, I signed up for the tour, and my tour guide was Martha Washington. It wasn't her. It was some fat bitch. I saw right to it. I signed up for the tour, so me and Martha have to hang out together for 15 minutes to see if anybody else signs up for, like, the 3 o'clock tour or whatever. Of course they don't. I gotta make small talk with a woman that won't stop pretending to be from the 1700s. It's fucking insane. What do you say? I was just out there with her, like, where's George Washington? She's like, oh, the general? He won't be joining us today. He's in his chambers. It's just you and I. I was like, wait. You trying to fuck me? Never broke. No one broke. Enough times gone by, I've had enough to think about why nobody would break character while I was there. And for real, I'm fairly certain they thought that I was a special needs man. Like, they all got together and they were like, look, this is obviously a big day for this guy. Nobody break character. Let's make it magic for him. Like, they watched me park my car when I got there. And when I got out, they were like, oh. One of the driving ones. Look at him. It was also during COVID, and the mask did not do me any favors. If you can only see my eyes. I got the eyes for it. It was sunny out. It also didn't help I walked up to my tour guide, like, where's George Washington? He's like, oh, you're a big guy. I was like, yeah. So me and Martha go in for the tour. Due to COVID restrictions at the time, we were not allowed to speak indoors. All right, so for $36, me and a woman dressed like Martha Washington fucking dead silently walked through for a full hour. You need to be able to talk for this tour to have any value at all. There's nothing to read in there. It's just old chairs and shit. Me and this lady went room to room for an hour, and this was the tour. I was in the corner of every room, just not getting it. We get outside when we were done. She's like, do you have any questions? I was like, yeah, what the fuck was that? What was that? What'd you and me just do? So that was the end of me and Martha. I go off by myself. I started looking around. Like I said, it was the first summer during COVID, all right? So we're in the middle, we're in the middle of tearing down statue season. And I was at the Founding Fathers plantation during all of that. So I wanted to check out the slave quarters. I want to see what all the fuss was. No, whatever. Fuck you guys. What'd you guys do? What'd you guys do that summer? Fucking post black squares on your Instagram? Is that what you did? How dare you judge me? How dare you? I was there. Boots on the ground at a Founding Fathers plantation. Growing, learning as a white. Going down. For real though, I was in there. I was in George Washington slave quarters. By the way, the first thing you do when you walk into George Washington slave quarters is you go, ooh. Somehow worse than I thought they were gonna be. It's rough, dude. That guy had a fucking dungeon. For real, you didn't know? I'm in there, and I'm by myself, and I'm like, you know, you remember that time, it was a tense fucking time in this country, and I'm in there by myself like, Jesus fucking Christ. And then I hear some footsteps coming down the path behind me, and now blocking the only exit of the room was a slave reenactor. They have those there. And he did not break character. I turned around, he was like, oh, well, hello there, sir. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, please, you don't have to do the character. I'd give anything for you to not do that character. He didn't break. He was good. He was like, look at those clothes. You must be from the future. Hello, time traveler. I was like, no, I'm from right now. What are you doing out? Come here now. No, I did not say that. Obviously, I didn't fucking say that. I didn't say a word. I was frozen. I was paralyzed with white guilt. I didn't say a word. And he knew what he was doing. He, for real, he knew what he was doing, dude. He wasn't giving me the George Washington tour. He was just drilling me with shit I didn't want to hear. He was hitting me with you remember that time, tense time. That guy walks in there and sees me. I know what I look like. I know exactly. I've got the body type of a guy who says, let's see the rest of the body cam footage before we jump to any conclusions. I know what I look like. He wasn't even giving me the George Washington tour. He was just telling me fucked up shit. He was talking about other people. He's like, Thomas Jefferson had about 6 slave children of his own. He only freed 2 of his own children during his lifetime. I was like, Jesus Christ. Isn't that a bummer? Thomas Jefferson literally enslaved some of his own children. Yeah. Now you know how I felt, dude. I was getting fucking drilled with this information. That's when I started playing possum a little bit. I was like, maybe I am a special needs guy. So he was hitting me with the fucking white guilt facts. I mean, it was a battle, dude. It was like 2 wizards fighting. Finally, I won by just lowering my mask. He was mid-rant. Oh, shit. My bad, brother. And he let me go. He freed me. That's when I went to the George Washington Museum. There's a museum there. That as soon as you walk into that museum, they start pumping up George. You walk in, they're like, George Washington was a great man. You're like, I just came from his dungeon. But, I'm American. I'll forget about that part of his history. What else did he do, We're not going to let human trafficking define these guys, are we? Huh? I don't know. Anyway, I was in there. I was going through the museum. I'll admit, I had girl brain towards George from what I'd seen. I was still mad at him. I was going through the museum. I was like, George Washington, fucking asshole. Like, George Washington had red hair. I was like, ugly bitch. I was trying to be cool and liberal and hate him. I couldn't do it, dude. They started pumping up George. Got me going, dude. I was going through the museum. They're like, George Washington was 6'2". I was like, nice. Like, he could never tell a lie. I was like, this guy's unbelievable. Like, he single-handedly defeated the British. At this point, I'm back. No, dude, I'm worse. Nobody better touch my statues. I love statues. I'm ready to get on Facebook, defend Rittenhouse, whatever I need to do to help this country get better. I'm back, 100%. Love America, love George Washington. And then you get to the end of the tour, and the last thing you see on the George Washington tour is George Washington's teeth in a case. And if the myth is George Washington had wooden teeth. Turns out George Washington it was ivory and lead dentures with horse and cow teeth on the top row and human slave teeth on the bottom row. Damn, what the fuck? That's it. That's how the tour ends. You gotta walk outside to a hot, sunny parking lot. Like, what the fuck was that? Also, lead with the teeth. Show me the teeth right away, dude. Don't make me love George Washington for 2 hours and at the very end be like, you wanna see some wild shit? And once you see his teeth, every story about him makes perfect sense. Like, he was a man of few words. It's like, yeah, dude, he had fucking donkey teeth and fucking lead in his mouth for a decade. You can't keep lead in your mouth for a decade. That would give you, for real, like rabies-like symptoms. You guys. Like, I can't believe we defeated the British. So I know how we did it. We had a fucking 6'2", redheaded, retarded guy out in the woods just waiting for those motherfuckers, dude. 6'2" in 1770, that's like 6'10" today. Red hair, horse teeth, a sword, just... Do you want to tax me, motherfucker? You know how terrifying that guy was coming out of the woods? And just, some 5-foot British guy. Oh! Run, it's George! You ever see that painting of George crossing the Delaware? Standing. He's the only one standing on the rowboat. Everyone else is like, George, you got to get down. George, they're over there, get them! You know what happened that day when George crossed the Delaware? It was Christmas Day, and it was a bit of a massacre because George caught the British off guard because the British absolutely correctly assumed. They were like, only a retarded guy's going to try to cross this icy river today in a rowboat. Fortunately for them, our first president was on the other side of that river. It's like, get in the boat, we gotta kill these motherfuckers for... I know I said retarded there a couple times. My bad on that. I'm not trying to give myself a pass on being able to use that word. But I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself. It's funny when you bring up Down syndrome, you can always tell who's never been around it in their lives. You know what I mean? Like if I tell people, if I'm like, yeah, I have family members with Down syndrome, people that have never been around it are always like, oh. Like Down syndrome is the fucking end of the world. Like, oh. Are they okay? Are they doing okay? It's like, they're doing better than everybody I know. They're the only dudes I know having a good time pretty consistently. Sorry they're not on fucking Adderall and anti-anxiety like the rest of us. They're on fucking Capri Suns. Having a good time. Dude, my Uncle Danny sneaks grilled cheese sandwiches into restaurants just in case they don't serve grilled cheese sandwiches. I don't know where he's getting these fucking things. It's the best. It's the best. You'll be out to dinner with him, you look across the table, you see him sneaking a grilled cheese. Yo, where'd you get that cheese, Danny? His dad's with him, he's like, that fucker, he's been making them at night, I know he is. I'm not making them at night, Dad. And he'll look at you and be like, I'm making them at night. Yeah. What's better than that, dude? What's better?
If you
I
saw
don't know if I knew how to
if
react
you saw a
to
dude
it.
with throw up on his mouth, and
I start puking. I start driving.
yeah, could you blow into a mouth with throw up on it?
No way.
I couldn't either.
Nope. That's
There's
it. You're
no
dead.
Yeah, even if it was a family member, it'd be tough.
It'd be really tough, dude. You taste all that bile.
Oh, and then you throw up into that mouth, and it's even worse. Then you got to scoop it out.
Yeah, then it just becomes a viral video.
Yeah.
My mom got knocked out, and I didn't resuscitate her.
Jesus.
What do you
My
mean?
sister looked at me. My mom fell down the steps. She was shit-faced. She's gonna love that I'm telling this story. This is great.
Right.
I was home.
By the way, this is his dad's story. Yeah, she was shit-faced. She fell down the steps.
Yeah.
No,
Give me a beer.
no, we're white. We don't fuck with that shit. You Puerto Rican retard.
Puerto Ricans don't have two stories in their houses.
Puerto Ricans don't have two parents.
Yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. But yeah, my family was out getting fucked up, and then when they came home, I was in the basement, and my mom came down to see me, and she had a handful of cookies, and she had Oreos,
Stop.
and she dropped an Oreo and tried to recover that,
my
but she dove down the steps
Fuck
head
you.
first. Fucking Pete Rose slid and just fucking ate
Trying to save an Oreo.
and she got totally knocked out, and my sister's behind her.
How old are you? I'm sorry.
I'm 30.
No, at the time, sorry.
At the time, this is probably 2 years
29.
ago. Oh, no, this is actually probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
This
Fuck.
is recent.
Yeah. And,
Damn it, dude, I would throw up laughing if I saw.
well, I heard my sister. I didn't see her fall. My sister was behind her and was like, Mom's dead. She was like, oh, fuck, Mom. She was like, Shane, come here, Mom's dead. I was like,
God.
I came over and my dad was shit-faced and he was up in the kitchen and he was like, he lost his composure right away. He was like, what's going on down there?
Oh, he's crying?
It was crazy right away.
Trying not to laugh?
They were all drunk and my sister was like, call 911, Dad, Mom's dead.
Oh my God.
I get to my mom and she's knocked out.
How did you
And
not
she's
tell me the
snoring.
story? This is how you should open up every morning.
She had black in her mouth from the Oreos. Her mouth was all fucking gross and like purple from the wine.
Oh my God.
And my sister was like, "We gotta
Her
give."
lips are purple. Her teeth are black. She's decaying.
But no, she was like, "We gotta give her mouth to mouth." She's like, "Give her mouth to mouth."
Ew.
And even in a moment where I was convinced she was dead, I was like, "My mom is dead right now." I was still like. You fucking like in that moment, my sister was like, "You got to give her mouth to mouth," and I looked at her. I was like, "Fucking, I don't. You do it. You give her mouth to mouth."
Also, is mouth to mouth appropriate anytime somebody dies?
I think that's the first thing you think to do.
Do you give them mouth to mouth that they break their neck? I think that's actually worse.
Yeah, probably.
Their head and like
Snap.
Well,
start
all
pushing
I
out their
said-
fucking broken trachea.
I said, "We got to get her fucking tongue out," because she was laying on her back and she was knocked out. I was like, just make sure she's not.
I would just put my dick in front of her face.
You would? You
Yeah.
would put your dick in front
Your
of
mom,
your knocked out mom?
No, your mom.
No, your
I had
mom,
to get her
dude.
tongue out.
No, your mom, dude. Damn, you are coming in hot today.
I'll
Hard.
crush my guests. I don't care. No one's safe here.
Shane, I got. So did she wake up?
She
Did you call the
woke up.
ambulance?
The ambulance did show up, so now we've got a fucking EMT in our fucking basement. And my mom woke up and was mortified. She was like so embarrassed, but she broke
pulled
her
her tongue
fucking. Katie, my sister, I stayed the fuck
Did she
away.
do
I
the
was like,
Oreo
she'll be
lick?
all right. She'll
Did
be
you
all
do
right.
the Oreo lick of the fingers?
Oh, she got the Oreos. My mom's hand was like, finger was totally fucked up. And she didn't notice it because obviously she was knocked out. And then she sits up and is like, I think my hand hurts. It was like, oh, fuck. Oh,
The bone sticking in her forearm.
John always pinky.
she would cry if she knew I was telling this story. But
Yeah.
good for her. She had a good
Yeah,
run.
she made it.
Do you have any naked pictures of your mom?
I saw her naked recently.
Is she doing all right?
It was a disaster. But yeah, you know what I learned, which was really disheartening, was well, first off, I found out this week my dad still comes.
Yeah.
You told me that.
Dude,
I didn't
show
know
him the
dads
picture.
could
Can we
come
get-
still.
He still jizzes.
I guess, according to everybody,
How old
dads.
is your dad? Of course he should still come.
Yeah, I know. And now
60
Can I tell you what
everyone's
my
like,
problem
"Are
is?
you
My
fucking-"
perspective on parents are they're young. Like my dad was murdered when he was 26. And my mom died when she was like 43 or 44. So like, I just
shit.
imagine all parents as being 40. Like, when, like when I think
Yeah.
about my mom, I'm thinking
They're
of a
eternally
40-year-old
40 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going to look like when you get to Puerto
How-
Rican,
how-
Puerto Rican
Puerto
heaven.
Rican heaven.
What is Puerto Rican?
I think it's
Our
Florida.
hell. It's their heaven. It's
Just
our
the
hell.
mainland. Electricity.
My friend just saw my mom naked like 3 years ago.
Really?
He cuts our lawn on the
Gay
one of those, like, one of those ride mowers, and she was just cleaning, like dusting, ass nude. And she's like 60.
She did that on purpose.
68.
Though you nobody.
So to answer, how did you see your mom naked?
I was leaving the house. Someone was calling the house while I was. My mom thought I left. Someone the house phone was ringing.
She fell
So
on
this
the
is
top
probably about
steps.
5 years ago. This is like the same week she fell on the steps. This is a good week for
having
me
a
and my
rough
mom.
one. Yeah.
But then somebody called for her. So I was like, Mom, the phone's for you. Mom.
A landline? She still has a landline?
And I was fucking pissed that she wasn't answering. So I like walked up the steps like, fucking Mom. Like, answer the fucking phone. And then she walked out of her bathroom totally naked.
Bombs out.
Totally naked.
What's
and I
she
was
look
like, fuck. But I remember.
How old is she again?
At this time, probably like 60, 58.
She's cute though, right? I mean,
She's-
like
she's
she's
not
in
an
good
ugly
shape.
woman.
Yeah, she's
She's not
good
like
shape,
she
but
doesn't
the
look
problem
like
is
me.
when-
She
when
doesn't
Just
look
say
like
your,
a fat, pale
your dad
lady.
outkicked this coverage. She
No,
is
my
out
dad
of
was
his league.
hot. My dad was very hot. Did I show you my dad when he was younger?
No, not
My
yet.
dad's hot as fuck.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was a beast. Big dick too. I saw his dick a bunch when I was a kid, and I was like,
I saw the
"Someday."
load at the.
You saw how much he cummed his pants
Jesus.
too.
Show them the picture of that.
Nah,
Wait,
we're just
what-
gonna
what
leave
is
him in
His
the dark on all
dad's
this
at
dad
laser
coming
tag,
talk.
and he's got just a fucking a jellyfish mess.
Why?
My dad was
came in
coming his
his pants?
fucking pants.
He didn't really come in his pants.
Show him.
I'll show you the picture in a second.
But what?
The thing that stuck with me,
But
my
this
mom,
is
my mom was more upset about it than I was.
coming
She
in the
walked
pants?
out. Not that there was no cum at this point. she walks out of the bathroom. I'm standing there. I was like, ew. Like, that's how I reacted. I wasn't like, ew. I was just like, oh, fuck, Mom. Like, ew. And she was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, she got real upset. But I remember the one thing that stuck with me is peripherally.
Her jaw was wired shut.
Yeah.
Still trying to suck in an Oreo.
She trimmed her pubes.
Ooh, that means they're active. And this is what I was saying.
She's maintaining.
I remember being like, I thought it was going to be a fucking chaotic, just a bush.
Yeah.
It was nice.
But it wasn't.
It's the shape of a heart.
Yeah. That's because your dad requests it.
I know, but I remember being like, that was troubling.
Keep that at like
that was the worst part.
Yeah. They're active.
How much did she trim it? Did she just, like, because what I do is I just use head clippers.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And I shave it down to make it like a nice short, but all across the board. There's no shaping. I do one.
Yeah.
So
same.
There's no shaping at all. It is just across the board. Just it's a fucking, not a fucking mess, right?
How's your undercarriage? You have to go under?
So did she do basically what a fucking dude should be doing at the very least? Yeah, under the balls, in between everything.
I gotta be honest, it was.
Or I'm saying, did she trim it to the point where she's shaving and you can actually see lip?
I didn't look.
I want to know if you can see lip.
Because I was locked onto her tits. But I think I actually was. I think I was like, oh, fuck. But I don't know if I feel comfortable, but it was.
Did you see lip?
I didn't see any lip. I didn't see any lip.
My mom was comfortable being naked around us.
Fuck yeah. Show 'em.
It's all good.
I'm trying to find this picture. So me and my family went to laser tag. We took my niece to play laser tag, and my dad's under the black light. We got inside, and my dad's fucking jeans.
It's unbelievable.
Riddled with
I think about it.
Okay, so I get it now. So it wasn't wet with cum then.
It was under a black light.
Dude,
so we're standing
when you
in
see
a,
this,
we're
whatever
in
you
a-
think it is now,
it's
you're going to be
incredible.
fucking baffled.
We're in a semicircle asking this kid is giving us the directions to how to play laser tag. And I hear my sister, she's like, Jesus Christ, Dad. And we both, me, my sister, and my dad all look at the same time. My dad goes, Jesus Christ. But I have never laughed that hard in my life. Like, full fucking cum.
Show him.
I will. But listen. But then he didn't give a fuck. He kept asking questions. Like, he was drawing attention to himself.
Asking directions
He was
about-
like, what if I, wait, how do I shoot the satellite? What happens if I shoot the satellite? Is that 10,000? I'm like, Dad, shut the fuck up, dude.
Can I change teams? See everyone? Shane, you grew up in Philly or outside of Philly?
I grew up in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, outside of
Dude, it looks like a fucking X-ray, doesn't it?
full cum.
That's all cum. All old cum.
Can we show that to the camera?
Yeah, you can show it to the camera. That was in the laser tag. So also, I had enough time to take my phone out and take a picture of my dad's cum jeans. Look at his hand in his pocket, tucked in. Fucking.
Look at all the cum in the pants.
Dude, that is a fucking crime scene of a
Did
cum.
he go to strip clubs and come in his pants, and that's what it is?
I have no idea, man.
That's an old dad thing.
Did you ever ask him?
I am still curious about it, but
He doesn't wash them. That's just old Wrangler cum from like 20 years.
I mean, that's what I had to. That's what I surmised.
I think he's beaten off just putting the zipper down in like the basement, and then he just
Comes in
I
his
think he
pants, then
launches
wipes
onto
it,
the
and then-
pants.
well, maybe just like a little excess
Oh,
for
wow.
years. Yeah,
Wow.
I've been doing a lot of thought about this since I've seen it.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
well, how do you do that? Because I don't.
Well, what do I do now? And I go, I'll watch a YouTube video.
I know one thing I can do.
True. That's the f***ing- or eat.
All right.
I'm like a baby.
Yeah,
I'll
then
eat.
you
I'm like,
wail.
or I'll feed.
Then you wail out.
That I am the whale.
Have I ever said that on here? What my bastard niece did to me? I hate her. There was the thumbnail for the whale was on TV at my sister's house. Of course, my sister told me this.
Really? Oh, she didn't even say
I
to
wasn't
you.
there.
That's
My sister called me to go, hey, just so you know, our fucking my 3-year-old niece was looking at the television queue and the thumbnail for the whale was on, which is just his fat face. It looks a lot like me, especially. No, I swear to God, it's just his face. And if you're 3 years old, and she goes, Uncle Shane. It was like, I got the phone call and it was like, hey, just so you know, Zaza thought you were the whale. I was like, all right, well, thanks. I just said for real. I was like, all right, good call. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. I haven't talked to you in 3 weeks.
I told you, my belly looks like Peppa Pig's dad.
Because of that, I haven't watched that movie.
You have to watch
I
it.
can't watch it, dude. If I think people think I look like the
You
whale, I'm
don't
not
look like
watching.
whale. You have
I know,
to.
but Zaza thought I did, dude.
Hey, dude, I don't look like Peppa. Google Peppa Pig's dad, dude. Check out Peppa Pig's dad's belly, dude. My belly doesn't look like that. What the dude? The other day we're sitting there and she like rubbed my stomach and she goes, "What are those bumps?" I'm like, "They're pimples." She's like, "Why do you have pimples? You got to get those off."
You
And I
don't
was
look like I look like Peppa Pig's dad. God damn it.
Let me see.
He has a shitty goatee like me. If I wore glasses, I'd be ruined. No, you don't look like Peppa
She said
Pig's.
my belly looks like Peppa Pig's dad's belly.
That is your family. You got the Peppa Pig family. That's why she thinks you look like that, because the family dynamic's perfect.
It's true.
I think they want us to wave, George. Cooey! Cooey!
I'm the whale, dude. I watched the movie and I said, that is me. He just
That
talks
is the whale's thumbnail. You could see it.
That's not true.
Devastating.
Did you Google it right away when they said,
No, I knew exactly what it was. I've seen the thumbnail.
you gotta watch the movie, dude.
I refuse
You
to
got a
watch.
Captain Ahab, dude. You have to see
I
the-
will never watch.
That's the elusive whale, dude. You have to watch it, dude. I don't want to spoil it for you. The opening scene. Did you watch The Whale?
No.
The opening scene is the best opening scene I think of every movie.
Better than Saving Private Ryan and Gladiator.
50 times better.
Terrible day.
I'm kidding. It's more. I would say it's more hair raising than the reenactment of storming D-Day.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what happens?
Yeah.
Dude, the dude is fapping to gay porn right off the bat.
Yeah.
And he starts having a heart attack, and someone walks in, and he's so fat he can't close his laptop. I was on the plane, dude, dying laughing.
He's gay? The whale's gay? What the fuck? I didn't know the whale was gay. He's gay. It makes it worse, Zaza. You fucker.
Homophobic.
Yeah.
He's fat and gay, and he's so lazy. He just talks about writing all the time.
What, that he's going to be a writer?
On the wheel.
Oh.
Maybe I didn't even tell. I thought I told Brittany this. Maybe I didn't tell anyone, but that's why I stay in peak physical shape. So that when I'm not if, but when I'm watching gay porn, if someone comes in, I can go real quick.
Yeah, I practice all day. I go.
Time. Dude, he's like, and the kid comes in. He's like, yeah, how can I help you? And the kid just watches two dudes have sex in the shower. And he's like, are you okay? Dude, it's the best beginning of any
I don't know how
movie.
this thing got on here. I can't turn it.
He has this little grabber he picks everything up with. It's the fucking funny
Maybe
thing.
I will have to see. That is significantly more jarring than D-Day.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
Yeah. But that is good that he's gay.
It's awesome.
As far because it's a lot easier to find dudes that'll get in there and start f***ing you if you're that size.
He's having a tough time.
Oh, he can't find any bros.
No, there's no bros. He had a bro. That's the whole.
That's bullshit.
The whole nature of the movie is he did have a bro, and his
You
bro.
don't think a skinny black dude would come in there and plow him?
I mean, maybe, dude.
Probably.
Maybe.
He thick as fuck.
He is thick as hell.
He's thick
The
as
pizza
hell.
man. Now that you say that, the pizza man's trying to smash. I think.
Is he really?
So pizza man he just leaves two pies. First of all, he does two pies. He leaves two pies on his doorstep. Dude, too large on the doorstep. And the pizza man's always like, "Are you okay in there?" And he might be having him on his dick. He's always like, he's trying to like come in the whole movie. He's like, "My name is blah blah blah," and he's like, "Thank you, my name's George." He won't face the pizza man. And at one point, he opens the door, and the pizza man is wait. He like tricks him as if he left, and he's waiting. He looks at him. He's like, and just grabs his pieces and goes.
Can he walk?
Barely.
Okay.
Barely. With a walker. He can walk with a walker.
But then he just gets two pies and goes ham on them.
Bro.
I've seen clips of him feeding.
The feast. He feasts at one point. He breaks down and feasts, and it's like, like I was literally like he was jerking off the gay porn and stuff, and I was like, whatever. He started eating. I was looking around the airport, like or the airplane, like.
I don't want anyone to see. Yeah, that was you hiding your gay porn. That's f***ing weird.
How can he not close his computer, but he can jack off?
He set it up, got into
It's a great question.
whale position. So he like set it up kind of a little
He
bit.
gets into his whale position.
He put it up. I understand. He put it up a little bit high so he can get like a nice vantage of it, and then he chilled back on the couch.
He laid back far enough to get
He's
his...
fat, but if he had time, he could have grabbed his walker, stood himself back up, but he started having a heart attack.
No, he's saying how can he jack off? How can he reach his penis?
He has to literally. He is like he's under his stomach, just pumping.
Probably feels great.
That's got to be fucking awesome.
That's got to be of all the.
It's like a cream pie.
Of all the problems, yeah, you get to. It is
It's
for real.
He's in veg.
Obviously, there's a lot of cons to whaling out.
True.
I might give this thing a shot.
True, dude. Dude, it was pretty tight. But yeah, he was. I guess like the
You
exertion.
could cream pilot your own thighs.
Oh yeah.
You could put your belly against. Right?
Whoa.
Don't you think you could
Whoa! I never thought about that.
give it a f***ing shot?
I never thought about. That'd be kind of nice.
Could be nice. Might have to christen this house with a thigh, cream thigh.
With an exposed old cream pie, he's getting walked in on.
Somebody walk. What are you doing? Get the f*** out of here.
I'm trying to simulate a cream pie with my stomach and my thighs. That'd be nice. Yeah, I guess it was just a pure desire to procreate. He just went in. He probably had, if I had guessed, he probably had like a month-long nofap stored up in him. And you know, they say gay's stronger than fat, so his gay impulses are stronger than his fat impulses.
They say gay's stronger than fat. Yeah, the movies on an airplane really get you. I'll watch a movie on an airplane, but that was one of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
And you tell someone about it, and they're like, "That sucked. I could have done anything else."
Well, everyone was ripping on Frasier for The Whale.
I thought he was loved for that.
Did he win? Because didn't he cry or something
Just
after?
kept going around crying everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's like, shut up,
Like,
dude.
everybody hated me since the Mummy, and now I'm a fat gay guy, and everyone likes me again.
We'll be right back.
To do Trump is like the speech Trump when he's doing a rally. Trump.
Okay.
Because it's just in the back of your throat.
Okay.
The greatest country. That's it.
The greatest country.
Okay.
A little bit.
The greatest country.
Don't do this. Do this.
The greatest country.
Don't move at all. Only move your hands.
All right. Don't move my
If
body.
you're
Don't
sitting,
move your shoulders, just your
all right.
hands.
if you're
The
sitting,
greatest country.
sit like that. If you're sitting.
Don't. First of all, don't. Okay. So sit like this.
Don't.
Yeah.
The greatest country.
The best country.
The best country.
Wow, what a country.
Wow, what a country.
A lot of Asians.
A lot of Asians.
Maybe too many Asians.
Maybe too
There
many
might be
Asians.
too many Asians.
Yeah. Maybe too many Asians. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Each of you is going to meet for about 3 minutes. Then you're going to hear this buzzer. Okay? And when that goes off, we're going to move to the next table.
Tana.
What are you doing here?
I was asked to speak at this hotel. It turns out there's some type of pussy banquet going on.
Give us another that we haven't heard. Because you do so many good impressions.
You got a good Trump.
Your Trump's good. Oh, fuck.
Can we do a Trump off?
No,
a Trump off.
Trump off. He's got a good
We're
Trump.
supposed to do a Trump thing.
I'd do it.
I've never heard yours.
Very good. Very good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's very good. There's a lot of guys doing...
A lot of people doing me. You're a very good impersonator.
Yeah, he's nice at it.
It's not bad. Now, Jamie.
Joe DeRosa, what a pig. Disgusting pig. He
I would love to put the country on your shoulders, but Joe, it might slide off. I'm a very good comedian. I could be a comedian.
Wow. A lot of guys say Joe's built like a worm. I don't say that. But Joe is built like a worm. He looks like the Men in Black aliens grew up. I don't even need a date, but I'll get a date if I want a date. You can go on Tinder. Have you heard of this? There's Tinder. You go beep boop pop and there's pussy.
That's what did it, dude. That's how we got Trump. Debates. And the first one was the best one. So it's a Republican primary. Everyone's up on stage. And I'm still doing their political shit. So like the first couple guys are talking, like, I'm from Kentucky and I love education. The crowd's like, nice. We didn't know what was coming. The next guy's like, I'm religion. The crowd's like, pretty good. This is a good one. This is a heated debate. And then I finally got to Trump student talking. He's just like, Rand Paul is ugly. There's one debate. He's like in the middle of it. Going back and forth about the economy with Ted Cruz. They're literally talking about the economy. It's like Ted's wife, ugly as a dog. Assassination. Easy number one. He'd be talking shit like when it happened. He'd be doing my opponent's gay. I walked in, I saw him, I said, well, this guy's gay. His photo would be coming out and like, sit down. You're gay. He'd definitely make a funny noise. You'd get red.
This is pretty exciting. I've never been on a date with a white guy before.
Hit the buzzer.
I mean, I'm just wondering what it would be like with something a little smaller.
Let me stop you there, Elaine.
I don't know who sat in this chair before me, but it stinks.
I told her.
Any interest?
You're gay.
Hey, blame the dairy industry.
I would never suck a guy's dick. But if I did, it'd be one of the best sucks he's ever had.
No, I love thinking about Trump in the Situation Room, watching a live military operation. He's the only dude in the room that wasn't military. He must have been the only dude watching it that was like, oh! Like, you could tell he's never seen it before by the fucking speech. The speech sounded like a guy just trying to tell you some shit he saw.
A lot of guys would knock on the front door, not these guys, not our guys. Not our guys. Our guys went through the wall. They blew up his wall. And they used dogs. Beautiful dogs.
What would you do? Is it Gavin Newsom? Like, what would you do? Elizabeth Warren? Like, who?
Michelle
Michelle
Obama.
If she wants to do it.
Obama.